kids, where are you? It's time for all the art to tell stories.
In a quiet part of the forest, there lived a small turtle named Tom. Unlike most of his turtle friends, Tom had a peculiar fear. He was terrified of water. Watching his friends splash in the lake or take a peaceful dip under the shady trees made him shiver. But deep down, Tom had always wanted to swim and explore the sparkling, cool water he often saw. One sunny day, as Tom watched his friends from the shore, his best friend Benny the frog hopped over to him. "Tom," Benny said, noticing Tom's wistful look, "why don't you join us in the water? It's wonderful and cool." Tom looked down shyly. I'm scared, Benny. What if I can't swim? What if something goes wrong?" Benny gave him a reassuring smile. "Everyone feels scared at first, but you'll never know if you don't try, and I'll be there to help you along the way." After thinking for a moment, Tom felt a warm feeling of courage bubbling up. With his friends by his side, maybe he could give swimming a try. So he took a deep breath and nodded. "All right, I'll try." The very next day, Tom met Benny by the lake, and his other friends had gathered too. Daisy the duck, Lenny the lizard, and even Fiona the fish poked her head above the water to offer some words of encouragement. Tom dipped a foot in, feeling the coolness of the water on his toes. He shivered but pushed forward, following Benny's advice to start slowly. At first it was tough. Each time the water got too deep, he panicked and scrambled back to shore. But his friends were patient, offering him tips and cheering him on each time he tried. Day after day, Tom returned to the lake. Little by little, he learned to paddle his legs, hold his breath, and float on the water. Each day, he felt a little braver, and with each attempt, he grew more confident. One day, as he pushed out into the lake, Tom realized something amazing. He was swimming. Not just moving his legs in fear, but truly gliding through the water with ease. His friends cheered and clapped from the shore, and Tom's heart swelled with pride. He had done it. Over time, Tom grew to love swimming, and he became known as one of the best swimmers in the forest. Animals from all over came to watch him swim and ask him for tips on learning new skills. Reflecting on his journey, Tom realized that learning something new, especially something that once frightened him, was one of the most rewarding things he had ever done. Not only had he discovered the joy of swimming, but he had also learned that facing your fears and working hard made anything possible. The end. Chapter 1. Lulu's Struggle begins. Lulu, a small yellow duckling, lives by a serene pond with her family and friends. While her siblings and friends have started to take flight, Lulu finds herself struggling. She flaps her little wings, but her takeoffs are shaky, and she barely lifts off the ground. Lulu watches enviously as her friends soar across the water, feeling left behind and unsure of herself. Her mother encourages her, saying, "You'll get there, Lulu. Everyone learns in their own time." But Lulu still feels disheartened. Chapter 2. The First Attempts. Determined to keep up with her friends, Lulu starts practicing every morning by the pond. She flaps her wings harder each time, giving it her all, but she only manages to hover a few inches above the water before plopping back down. One day, while watching her friend Flappy do loops in the air, she feels a mix of admiration and frustration. Flappy's effortless flight reminds her of what she hasn't yet achieved. Why can't I just fly like everyone else? She wonders aloud. Chapter 3. Observing the experts. Lulu decides to take a break from practicing to observe her friends. She watches how they stretch their wings, how they launch off the ground, and the rhythm of their wing beats. She notices that every duck has a unique style, and no one flies quite the same way. Realizing that flying might take more than just flapping wings wildly, Lulu feels a spark of hope. She takes mental notes, hoping that these observations will help her when she tries again. Chapter 4. Encouragement from her family. Feeling a bit more confident, Lulu goes to her family and shares her plan. Her parents are delighted and offer some tips. Flying takes more than just strength, says her father. It takes patience and timing. Her siblings cheer her on, encouraging her to keep trying. The support of her family helps Lulu realize that she isn't alone in her struggle and that they all believe in her ability to succeed. Chapter 5. Lulu's secret training spot. Lulu decides to find a quiet place by the far end of the pond to practice on her own. Here, she can try without feeling the pressure of others watching. Lulu starts small, practicing the basics of wing control and timing. Day by day, her strength and coordination improve, and she begins to lift a little higher off the ground each time. Despite the challenges, Lulu keeps going, fueled by the small progress she sees. She learns to enjoy the journey rather than just focus on the outcome, finding joy in every little improvement. Chapter 6. A setback and a new resolve. Just when Lulu starts feeling confident, she has a bad fall. She tries to fly a bit too high, too soon, and loses balance, landing with a splash. She feels embarrassed and discouraged, questioning whether she'll ever truly learn to fly. But then, she remembers her mother's words and the effort she's already put into learning. "I've come this far. I can't give up now," Lulu tells herself. She takes a deep breath and resolves to continue, understanding that setbacks are part of learning. Chapter 7. The Big Day. 1. Clear morning. After weeks of dedicated practice, Lulu feels ready to try flying alongside her friends. Her family and friends gather around the pond, cheering her on. Lulu takes a deep breath, focuses on all she has learned, and begins to flap her wings. This time, Lulu rises higher and steadier than ever before. She soars above the pond, her wings gliding through the air with newfound confidence. The wind rushes past her, and for the first time, she experiences the joy of flight, free and effortless. Her friends cheer as she makes graceful circles over the pond. Lulu feels a sense of pride and accomplishment, knowing that her hard work and persistence have finally paid off. Chapter 8. Sharing what she learned. After her successful flight, Lulu's confidence soars, and she becomes an inspiration to other young ducklings who struggle with flying. She patiently guides them, sharing tips and encouragement, just as her family and friends had done for her. Lulu realizes that her journey was about more than just flying. It was about learning to persevere, believe in herself, and take each step at her own pace. Epilogue: Lulu's ongoing adventures. From that day forward, Lulu explores the skies with her friends, embracing new challenges and adventures. She has discovered the power of patience and resilience. And with each new journey, Lulu's confidence grows, reminding her of all she can achieve when she believes in herself. In this story, Lulu's persistence and personal growth emphasize the value of self-confidence, patience, and the rewards of learning at one's own pace. Through Lulu's journey, young readers can see that success often takes time and that perseverance leads to joyful accomplishment.